Hold on. There we go. Hello, and welcome back to, what is it? The Adam Sandler podcast. The podcast where we take a way too deep dive into the sordid career of Adam Sandler. And this week, no, not this week. With me, as always, my friend and trusted co-host, Christopher.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Now, this week, we are continuing our journey into the Netflix era. Some would probably call it the worst era of his career. And we're talking about the do-over. The, I don't know what you would call it. Action comedy?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe.
Yeah.
No, not thriller. Mystery?
No.
Mystery comedy, maybe?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to, like, they're selling it as an action movie, but I clocked it. The first actual, like, action scene, unless you count the explosion, the boat exploding, comes 43 minutes into the movie. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it's closer a thriller than an action movie. Because it has the thriller stages or
yeah, the mystery part and
yeah.
a way too convoluted plot for a movie like this.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think it's one of the most convoluted so far in this list.
Yeah. But should we take a look at the trailer first before we talk too much about it, in case people haven't watched it? Where is it? It's there. There it is. Okay. Play in 3, 2, 1. Play. And I found a Red Band trailer this time.
Reunions are strange. They bring up a lot of feelings about your past. Who did you want to be? And who did you actually become?
People say a man is made out of
Hey, how's karate, boys? See for yourself.
Yo.
My life sucks. My car's a piece of crap. I manage a bank inside of a grocery store.
These are the registers. This is the bank. Nancy, can you help her?
My marriage is failing. That's my wife, her ex, their kids, my pool.
Wish I could start from scratch. Just get it right this time.
Damn, Charlie.
Enter Max Kessler.
I haven't seen you in forever.
Why do we ever stop hanging out?
I don't know. You were gonna be an FBI agent.
Oh.
You did it? Dude, this is great. Wait, right, smoke it right here?
Running with the law tonight, Charlie. You're an untouchable.
Permission to come aboard, Skipper?
Permission granted, little buddy.
It was like Max and I had never been apart.
Woohoo! Party train!
Ever been in a threesome?
Are you shitting me?
You gotta stop staring at me.
All right, Jorge. Rookie mistake.
I couldn't believe it. We were having nothing but fun.
To be clear, I laughed at you, not the trailer.
Was the moment.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
I think I went too heavy on the roofies, Charlie.
oh yeah, we usually watch a minute, but this trailer takes a long time to get to the point.
Yeah.
So.
You could start from scratch.
Sort of like the movie.
Yes. So that's the they fake their death, or he fakes their deaths. That's enough of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a good place to stop it. That was the first time I laughed in the movie when he ran into the door there. That was actually funny. Good pratfall. Anyway, so that's the plot of the do-over. David Spade and Adam Sandler get new identities, and sort of like at first, what it seems like falls into an abundance of money and wealth and houses and cars, but it turns out it wasn't just a fortunate accident. It was all planned by one Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, even though the trailer takes a long time to get going, but I think the trailer sells the concept, the plot pretty well. The trailer makes it look way more exciting than it is.
Yeah.
Cause let's get into opinions or whatever. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't a good movie.
No, I agree. It wasn't a good movie, but I didn't mind it. I mean, I'm not gonna see it again. It's
No.
kind of a forgettable movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's. At least I didn't know how the story would end.
No, I didn't know that. I mean, I wasn't surprised at how it ended.
Well, no, it wasn't like gasp.
Nah, yeah.
But I mean, when they revealed it, it was okay. I couldn't have guessed that, but it makes sense.
That's true. Should we just spoil it? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
we haven't really cared about that before. Turns out, Adam Sandler's character Max, or whatever he's called, is not an FBI agent. He works at the morgue, or is that also a fake job?
no, that's also fake. He's
Alright.
that the morgue lie is to because the FBI thing is to cover just to make him look cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Then they come up with how did you fake your identity? Well, I work at the morgue, so he make that lie to how he got access to the dead people.
All right, yeah.
Because he doesn't want to say. But in actuality, he's I think he is at least guidance counselor.
Yeah, that's the last one he says, yeah.
Yeah, but
and he just-
in
Yeah, he has a connection to the bodies, but he kind of stumbles upon them. And from there hatches a very, very convoluted scheme.
I mean, it's not that
plan, I
convoluted
suppose.
because it's a lot of well, the way I read it at least, that it's a lot of coincidences.
Sure, yeah.
Because in the beginning because what he knows from the get-go, now that we know everything,
Yeah.
he knows this doctor who is dead. He has a cure and he needs to find the cure.
Yeah.
And then
Right, yeah,
also
he had found the cure for cancer, basically.
yeah, and then he died.
Yeah,
And-
he
and
was
Max-
killed by this big pharma company.
Yeah, but I'm just telling what Max
Oh,
knows.
okay.
From Max's perspective,
Yeah.
how much he actually planned any of this,
Yeah.
because he knows that he needs to cure this cancer cure because Max has cancer from this doctor. This doctor is dead. He, I guess, goes through the doctor's things, the body after he's dead,
Yeah.
just to find a clue or something. And then he finds the key.
Right.
The key in so that's all he knows. He knows he has this mystery key, and he knows that this doctor probably hid the formula, and he needs to find it out.
Right, and that's why when they open the security box, which the key is the key for,
Yeah,
and they get to the house, he starts looking for something. There's a scene
Yeah.
where he's like obviously looking for something, right?
Yeah,
he's
so-
looking for this lost cure for cancer.
yeah. So to be fair, it's not that of a convoluted plan from the beginning.
No, that's true.
Because he knows only these two things, and then he just makes things up as he goes along, and that's why it becomes so convoluted.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's hard for him to keep everything straight, and he doesn't know what he's doing either, even though he likes to pretend he does.
Yeah, and that adds to the confusion that he doesn't know what he's doing, so therefore we have zero idea what's going on. And then you add in the German assassins and the double crossing wives, and well, it wasn't even his wife, but anyway. So that's true. In the end, it turns out it wasn't that convoluted, but because we are not privy to the plot until like the last 15 minutes or something, it feels you feel out of the loop. And
Yeah.
not in a good way, like in a noir movie, or like a detective story. You just feel like, what is going on? Basically, you feel lost.
Well,
Not
but
completely, but it made me feel like it was way too convoluted for this kind of movie.
yeah, I didn't think about it that much. I just went on for the ride.
Okay.
I didn't try to like understand everything that's going on and just figure it out. I was just, let's see how this ends up. And I guess I kind of enjoyed the ride. It wasn't great, but I mean I didn't mind the ride, because there was a lot of the only thing I disagree with or whatever is I would have liked it. I would like the the wife of the doctor, to come in a lot earlier than she did.
Yeah, Paula Patton.
She felt kind of tacked on at like the third act, sort of.
Yeah, well, they needed a love interest for David Spade, so let's just find a woman character.
Yeah, but I mean, because she's, spoiler, she's the bad guy.
Yeah, well,
and I think she should have been on with them like from the beginning, sort of, so that we could have a more. It would have been a more interesting reveal. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That oh my god, she was the bad guy all along. Because that's what they were going for, but she came in so late that. Yeah.
Yeah, she could have been introduced. When they get to the house in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
She could have been there. So yeah, then she would have been in the movie. Instead of appearing like towards the end of the first hour, she would have been in the movie in the first like 25 minutes or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That would have helped a lot.
So yeah, but it was the only problem I have with it is that the jokes were bad because they're Adam Sandler jokes, a lot of them.
Yeah.
The jokes were bad. The acting was not great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was mediocre at best. And yeah, the writing could have been better. It wasn't bad.
No,
but
it wasn't bad, but
needed to run that script one or twice more over.
Yeah. Like if they were going for, it's so hard because, like I said in the beginning, it's not an action movie, but it's not a straight comedy either. But since the action and comedy are so far removed, except for maybe in the ending, you can't really call it an action comedy either. They needed to like settle for a tone of the movie, and they never did, which added to the confusion for me. Like, what is this supposed to be? Because it was very serious sometimes. I mean, towards the end, it's very, very serious.
Yeah.
But then you have like dick and fart jokes throughout the movie. And like, okay, and it didn't work. That works in some movies. Didn't work here. It was just jarring.
One thing that I really wanted throughout the movie, but didn't get, I really wanted that Adam Sandler actually was an FBI agent. And everything actually was planned. Not that he just came up with it on the spot, but at the end we were like, oh my god, everything makes sense. He did all these things. It was a big plan from the beginning.
Yeah, that could have been interesting, but that's hard to write.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Then you would have to write. It's not a complete rip-off, but another movie that came out in 2016, I think, or 2015, with a similar plot was Secret Intelligence, with
didn't see that one.
The Rock and what's the little guy?
Oh,
the comedian.
I know what
everything.
you mean.
Or wasn't everything, I suppose. What the hell is his name? Oh, I need to look it up. The little guy.
Yeah, I know exactly who you mean. He was also in the Get Hard or whatever with.
Oh yeah.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, there were a few years when he was in every movie. Secret Intelligence. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, right.
Kevin Hart, right. Because that movie has a kind of similar plot, where two high school friends, reunite during a reunion school dance thing, just like in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, who used to be like kind of a nerdy guy, turns up and says, "I'm a CIA agent and I need your help." And throughout the movie, you're constantly thinking, is he faking it, or is he an actual agent?
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart and being taken along on this ride and always kind of second guessing Dwayne Johnson's character. Now that movie is no masterpiece, but and like I said, the plots are just similar. So but that kind of plot and the comedy action thing works much better in that movie.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I was going for. What I really hoped this movie would do, but then they didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and spoilers for Central Intelligence. It turns out he was a CIA agent in the end, and he staged the whole thing to capture this bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's like,
So-
oh, in the end, instead of
Because
a,
my initial thought of this movie, which they didn't do at all, that was that he was like an FBI agent,
Yeah.
and all of this was fake, just to make his old friend get out of the rut that he was in. That
So
it would
fake
it
the
would
whole
be
thing.
yeah, sort of like anger management thing.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
But more fun.
Okay.
That's my first thought, but I abandoned it quite quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like I like this. It's a very cliche setup, but I really like it. This guy who just comes up and just turns a regular person's life upside down.
Yeah. It's the first, I don't know, yeah, like the first 40 minutes of it before the first proper action scene. It is like the perfect like escapist fantasy. Like you're whisked away from your boring regular life to go on a globe trekking trip with your best friend from high school, and you just happen to stumble upon hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you get a free house, giant free house, cars, women all of a sudden love you. It's like, oh, but I don't know. So I liked that part, but I knew you can't make a movie out of that. So I knew, and also from the trailer, I knew something's gonna happen, and it's gonna be taken away from them. So I wasn't really able to enjoy those scenes either, because I knew any minute now they're gonna start shooting at them. Oh. Basically. But yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have that much bad to say about the movie. More that it could have been better, because it's as usual. It's just the craft is the thing that falters, not the premise.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely. If this hadn't been an Adam Sandler movie, if they actually cared about the craft, it could have been a good action comedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's our discussion of.
That's the episode.
No, but
it's definitely one of those movies that is not a lot to say, because it wasn't that bad, it wasn't that good. It just straight in the middle of
very
mediocre.
in the middle,
meh.
yeah. But it's weird then that it got not the worst reviews of his career, but on Metascore it has a 22 out of 100. Like the reviews are terrible. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I haven't read reviews this time. Yeah, I don't know why, because this seems like a perfect Netflix comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just perfect for people to put on. Just have it on. I want to see something funny today, and I don't have any taste, so let's put on an Adam Sandler movie. I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why it has such bad reviews.
No, like the most positive one was a 67 out of 100, where they say the plot threads can be a little hard to follow, especially since most of them revolve around two unseen characters who are dead before the story even begins. But Sandler and Spade's partnership gives the whole enterprise enough emotional grounding to make up for it. Yeah, sure. That's a little too positive. It has a few like middling reviews around the 40 out of 100, which, spoilers, that's probably where I'm gonna rate it, somewhere around the 40s. But then there are it has two like 0 out of 100 from Chicago Tribune and the Hollywood Reporter. And the one from Chicago Tribune is, there are comedies that make you double over in laughter, and there are comedies that are eerily unfunny to the point where you start thinking about a class action suit. Like, the movie isn't that bad.
No, I mean, because I was
That's
looking.
really overdoing it.
I was looking into the user comments from IMDb, or user reviews.
Okay.
Because I really like the user reviews.
Okay.
Because that's where you get the real what people think. So it's interesting because Pixels, for example, the one I looked in last time,
Yeah.
it had a lot of 10 out of 10s. Like this, everyone was like, "This is a great movie. I love this movie."
Okay.
Yeah. Spoiler: even Ridiculous 6 had a lot of 10s.
Jesus.
Uh,
Yeah,
'cause-
well,
yeah.
We've discussed that before. Even like professional joke makers seem to like these movies. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. But anyway, yeah.
But this one, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 3 out of 10. I don't know.
Is it
Is
it
it-
because it's not a pure comedy that they're trying to make an action movie and like
Maybe,
it
or
takes
is it,
away
or
from
it,
the jokes, or I don't know.
yeah, or is it maybe that the people who actually like Adam Sandler movies, the ones who gives everything he makes a 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
is it that this movie is too, um,
Don't say too
Too-
smart.
no, too much story and too much action, too many other things than just easy jokes.
I guess maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Because I mean, this movie, it's hard to explain this movie. I mean, the entire premise. If you're gonna explain an entire premise, if someone comes to you and says, "Hey, the do-over, I'm not gonna watch it. Could you just quickly explain what it's about?"
Oh yeah, like from start
That's
to
gonna
finish,
take
that's
a
gonna be a
while.
hard one. I mean, the elevator pitch is easy, but yeah, as the movie unfolds, like I said, it becomes too convoluted for its own good. That's true.
Yeah, but if you go and say the same thing about Ridiculous 6 or Pixels,
Yeah,
That's easy.
Yeah.
so maybe it's something like that. That it's yeah, I'm not saying too smart, but it's too convoluted or too
Yeah.
not. You can't watch the movie and sit and talk with someone. Put it like that.
No, that's true. You actually have to watch this one.
Yeah, could
Which-
that maybe be a thing?
Maybe.
That people who like Adam Sandler and still like Adam Sandler and think he's hilarious, maybe those people always watch his movies like with friends and sit and talk and do other things and just remember, oh, there was good laughs.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
that's what that's part of the thing. Like, because they're trying to make a more action-oriented movie, there are long stretches where there are no jokes, not even like Adam Sandler jokes. So
Yeah.
but they don't fill that up with entertaining action either. So that might be it. Like, it's not as it's weird to say it's not as funny as as his other movies, because they're not funny, any of them. But
There isn't
in
as
his-
many jokes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That might be it. But I mean,
It's too bad for the regular audience and it's too unfunny for the Adam Sandler audience.
yeah, exactly.
So just
that
everyone hates it.
might be it. That might
Yeah,
be
it could be. Because I mean, if you look at the list, I mean, it's a lot better than a lot of the things we watched.
Yeah, oh, sure, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need to bring up That's My Boy again.
No, we don't have to do that.
But yeah, I don't know. Like another review here that just doesn't fit. The Do-Over is atrocious, but it is atrocious in different ways than any of Adam Sandler's previous comedies. Like, it feels like
What?
that was David Ehrlich at IndieWire. He's usually a pretty good reviewer. I don't know. But I know some people objected to some of the Sandlerisms, like the female characters. But I mean, there's only really one like major female character in this, and that's Paula Patton. And I think she has more to do than just being a love interest, since she's one of the bad guys, or the bad guy,
Yeah.
I suppose. But
Yeah, I mean,
are-
there weren't any real love interests in this movie.
No.
There were like fake outs, but
Yeah, the two women they meet in the club. I know someone.
yeah.
Someone mentioned them.
And one of them is Adam Sandler's wife.
Oh, right, sure, yeah. In a blonde wig. And once again,
Yeah.
giving Adam Sandler's characters lots of compliments.
Yep.
It's so weird.
She's back.
Oh my god. She's been in every movie, like the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 movies, it feels like. Just
Yeah.
showing up as some character like, oh my god, he's so funny, he's so sexy.
And then she's gone from the movie
yeah,
forever.
then she's gone. But the other one, who for some reason likes David Spade, is also, she was I recognized her.
Yeah, me too. She was in, I think she was in like police series or something. No, Jag.
Yes, exactly.
Jag,
She was in
yeah, right.
Jag.
Yeah.
Catherine Bell. That's
Yeah.
right. That's where I know her from. That's cool.
Well,
but
Is Jag a police series? Could you classify that as a police series?
I guess you would call it a procedural. It's like
Procedural, yeah.
NCIS.
Yeah.
Because it's military, but it's about law and justice and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, I got a 1-star review
Okay.
from a user. So, and I feel like this review really encapsulates what we just talked about. So he starts off with, I usually enjoy Adam Sandler movies, but this was plain horrible. Considering Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison are two of my favorite movies,
Oh, what a surprise!
I expected more. The only shocker I got was David Spade's threesome scene. The rest of it was either predictable and just not funny at all. How Nick Swardson keeps making his way into Sandler movies is beyond me. He's quite possibly the most unfunny person on the planet. As I write this, I'm an hour and 20 minutes into it, and I doubt I can suck it up and watch the last 25. Don't waste your time. This was 80 minutes of my life I wish I had back.
Well, you see, that's my problem with user reviews. He didn't even finish the movie.
Yeah.
And that okay. So I overanalyze.
Yep.
So I guess I'm not a good like counter to this, but I wish people would like this. Oh, it wasn't good. It wasn't funny. But why wasn't it funny? Please tell me why. What was it you didn't like? Oh, I didn't like it.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I mean. Because he just that's the only thing he had about the movie. He didn't say anything. It was just, this wasn't as funny as Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison.
But
That's the only issue he had.
Yeah.
1-star review.
And then
That's the only thing he cared about, or she. I don't know if this he or she.
But then I wondered, like, has he seen his other movies from the 2000s? Has he seen Grown Ups 1 or 2 or Jack and Jill? Like, this is better than those movies at least.
Yeah. The reason I like these reviews, that are just quite lacking in their critique, and by just Joe Schmo. I like them because it gives me a perspective from a person who actually likes Adam Sandler, and it's hard to find an actual critic who can say with a straight face, "Yeah, I like Adam Sandler."
Yeah.
So that's that. It's and again, this thing we're doing, watching all of his movies, it is sort of the original question was, does it deserve the hate? Is it actually good? And I mean, I need this perspective just to see why he gets so many views, why people actually go and see his movies. You're not gonna get an answer by looking up a reviewer who has to see it and hates every one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't explain how he can still make movies.
Yeah. And I like, I don't.
So yeah, that's why I watch these. Look at these, and also we get the perspective from reviewers because you look up the actual reviews. So I mean, we get both worlds.
That's true. But and that's also like I would like to have, but I don't know anyone that I would like to have like a guest on that likes Adam Sandler movies, or at least the one we're talking about that week. Now we're starting to get very close to the ending, but still, like, ask them. But in a way where it doesn't feel like you're like questioning them, like, why do you like it? But just to get their perspective. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know any person like that.
Yeah, no. I mean, as I said at the beginning when we started this, when I mentioned this to my friends, that there were a lot of them who said, "Oh yeah, I liked him." And then I just asked him, but when did you see one of his movies last? And they were, like 10, 15 years ago, and it was great then.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So
And just to be just so everybody knows, you and the viewers, I don't use these kinds of reviews when it's about actual movies that I care about and I need to
okay.
know an opinion. It's just for this.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Ah.
So yeah, that was a tangent on reviews.
Yeah. Well, reviews in general, or like critics versus audience. It's a and how there's a disparity between those two is a point of contention for me. I've made entire podcasts about it. So
Yeah.
So I could go on discussing, but let's not. Let's go back to the movie. If there's anything more to say about it, well, let's talk about a little some things that hasn't really been in at least the last couple of movies. Like, there are a lot of Sandlerisms in this movie. You have some not obnoxious but obvious product placement.
Was there? I didn't think I noticed any, but I usually don't. So
yeah, Bud Light is mentioned numerous times in the beginning.
Right.
And it's shown on screen, and they're like happy over this. I don't know what it's a Bud Light ball. It's like a keg or something. But like
I think it's a keg. Yeah, Corona also is.
Corona. And I actually looked this up. I found some page where you can you type in a movie and you see all the product placements in that movie. Funny thing about that page, it had all the product placements, which I don't think are product placements, like a bunch of recognizable things in the supermarket where he works, like Top Ramen. Like, I don't think Top Ramen, because it's in the corner of one shot, is a product placement.
So this website is like user submitted.
I think so, but
it's not like from the actual how they got the money.
No, I think it is user generated or user submitted. So it had in one scene they're using an Apple computer, so it pointed that out. Pringles is in one scene, they pointed that out. And none of these I noticed. But I noticed Bud Light because it was so obvious in the beginning. But that page did not have Bud Light pointed out. So I don't know. But that feels like it's the only proper product placement.
Yeah.
Since they're mentioning it by name and having fun drinking Bud Light. And then sort of a Sandlerism. The not the love interest here, but the women in the club. They felt they were just thrown in there to show that Adam Sandler and David Spade can get hot ladies.
Oh
one of them is their wife. Because those characters were just there for the sex scene, basically.
Yeah,
which was a little obnoxious. It wasn't offensive.
I would say though, I agree definitely, but I would say that scene it has a purpose, in the escapism fantasy that you're trying to build up.
Sure, yeah.
And
but
also
it's a little over the top.
It was definitely over the top, but it should have been hinted on, not maybe
so excessive.
Displayed.
Exactly. Yeah.
It should have been more of the classic. They talk in the club and then they wake up the next morning. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
So it was a little too explicit, I'd say. But
I think maybe because this is the first. I think it's the first R-rated Adam Sandler movie since That's My Boy, I think. So maybe they wanted to let's bring back the raunchy jokes from before, so we can say fuck a lot, and we can show Luis Guzman's ballsack, because that's funny. I think.
Yeah, it was also the women on the boat.
Oh yeah, exactly. If
nudity.
If this would have been a PG-13, we wouldn't actually have seen their breasts.
Yeah, but it was very noticeable that they just tried to make it extra raunchy.
Yeah.
Which didn't have it, because if you, for example, Superbad is R-rated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in that movie, that's kind of a big thing of the movie, that they're using the words and there are a few nudities and things like that. It's helping the story.
Yeah, it's part of the story. Yeah.
Part of the story. Yeah. In this one, it really felt tacked on.
Yeah, exactly.
So we had a script, and then we got an R rating. Oh well, let's put in some things.
Yeah, exactly. Let's put more nudity, more fucks.
But they just go by a boat with women on them. Yeah, let's make them show their breasts. I don't know.
Yeah. That scene, though, I said before that the scene where he falls into the door was the first time I laughed. That's a lie. When that's actually that's the Sandlerism also, excessive violence. When he fires the flare gun at the women,
Oh yeah.
it was like, what are you doing? It was so preposterous that I laughed at that.
Yeah, I did too.
A good thing, but Jesus Christ, he just shoots it at them.
I did laugh a lot through this movie.
Yeah, I laughed
Actually,
a couple times, yeah.
genuine laughs, because there was some really funny moments. I gotta say.
Yeah, I genuinely laughed at least a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. Because when he first picks everything, he's just gonna make. But no, he loads it and shoots it at them.
And it does it in straight face too.
Yeah.
There's not like it's a really psychotic.
Yeah, and there are a few moments in the movie where they're kind of painting him in that kind of light. There's one directly after that where he beats the fish to death, and there's like blood splatter on David Spade. Like, sure, when you catch a fish, you either break its neck or you beat it over the head, but he repeatedly beats it, and there's blood everywhere. And then the scene where he's going to torture Matt Walsh. It's like, he's actually gonna like torture him for real.
Yeah, it was the fish and the flare gun. That was the first things that's where I was feeling like that. Yeah, he is an actual FBI agent who has these issues. Because I was thinking they were gonna be sort of like the Matador, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Something in that vein.
Yeah,
I got the feeling
like he's unhinged, you know.
Yeah, and I understand that they put these things in just to cement that he's an FBI agent, so we're gonna be surprised when he's not.
Yeah.
But then, when we look back at it, then it was, wait, that's fucking weird. Now that we know that he's not that kind of a guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's same. There's a few. The torture thing is one, and then there's a few things when he's very aggressive against people.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe you could chalk that up to this because he's desperate, because he has cancer.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
But it makes him a very, like usual, a very unlikable, unsympathetic character. And then they try to like smooth it over, like, but he has cancer and he's really desperate. Oh, that's why he well, you don't actually see it, but that's like cheats on his wife and stuff. He don't actually do that, but that's why he's acting the way he does. And it's like, yeah, I guess, but
yeah, and also in when they're in the biker club, he's kind of aggressive and weirdly. What can I say? Yeah, he's aggressive and doesn't care about his own well-being.
Yeah.
Against how he is against people.
And yeah, I guess that ties into the whole he has cancer, but since that comes, I mean, they couldn't have given us that information earlier in the movie because that's the big reveal. But when it actually does turn up, it doesn't feel like it's enough to explain his behavior. I don't know. It's like a lot of things in this movie. The balance act between the funny and the serious doesn't work, and that is also one thing that doesn't work. The whole cancer thing. But I think we discussed this a little bit before we started streaming. The psychotic aspects of him feels like they should have been more, and I think even Netflix thinks that because. I found a fake trailer for the movie, but it's actually a fake trailer made by Netflix, where instead of an action comedy, it's a like thriller or like horror movie basically, where they do emphasize the psychotic behavior of Adam Sandler's character, and that movie, that version of the movie looks even more compelling than the trailer for the real movie. So I thought we should look at that one. Let's see, Discord video. There. Let me just there. No. Line it up. There we go. So yeah, let's watch that one. I think it's just a minute. So 3, 2, 1, play.
Reunions are strange. They bring up a lot of feelings about your past. Were you a jock? A pothead? A loser? Who did you want to be? And who did you actually become? Max Kessler!
Come on! Oh my God!
I haven't seen you in forever. Wow.
Why did we ever stop hanging out?
After your dad died.
Yeah, I wasn't too social after that, huh? Remember how we said we were gonna kick ass and take names? Mr. Falcone, our guidance counselor, said I was gonna end up working in the morgue.
Who the hell are you, man? Why are you doing this?
I didn't fare too well on the psychological exam.
You're crazy. This is too much. It's too much.
What's happening?
Max, please let me go.
It's good to see me again, ain't it?
Inspired
by
true
true.
events. Yeah. So yeah, that's and that's indicative of how the different like parts of the movie doesn't really work well together. Like you could easily make this into a very different movie because there's so many like different aspects of the movie and they don't come together. So you could, this could be a horror movie, or this could be an action movie, this could be a comedy. So, yeah. But like I said, I'd rather see that movie. I'd rather see Adam Sandler as a like proper psychotic character.
Oh yeah,
That
to
would
see
be
Adam
fun.
Sandler in a horror movie where he's the villain, that would perfect casting.
Yeah, that would be.
'Cause, I mean, we saw a bit of it in again Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
We saw a bit of that when he does it not for laughs, the psychotic,
Yeah,
and it really works.
it really works.
Yeah,
Like we say, if he works with the right people, he can do really great performances.
I mean, imagine a Psycho reimagining with Adam Sandler as Bates.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, if they cast him in the Gus Van Sant remake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't really have much more to say about the movie.
No, me neither. I mean, there isn't much to say. It's a mediocre movie. It hasn't the biggest things to talk about is the reception is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the movie.
Yeah. Like I got really bad reviews for some reason. They didn't deserve that bad reviews.
No, there's a lot of movies on the list that deserve worse, that have better reviews.
Yeah, like I was just what did Ridiculous 6 get? Okay, got less. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
They got less, but they basically got the same. And I think this was, well, maybe not. Which one do you prefer? This or the Ridiculous 6?
I prefer this over Ridiculous 6.
Yeah, I
definitely
think so too. Sure, but I mean,
this one at least had a story that made sense. Convoluted, but made sense in the end.
Sure.
And as I said, I enjoyed the ride. I didn't in Ridiculous 6 enjoy the ride.
No, that's true.
There was some funny parts, but mostly eh.
And that movie also, like this movie felt pretty long at an hour and 43.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking at it now. Ridiculous 6 is 2 hours long. That's way too long for that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not gonna talk about
Just quickly before we move on to the lists.
Yeah.
Would you say this movie was offensive?
Other than the the objectifying of the female characters, which is really only in a couple of scenes. Other than that, no, not really.
No.
It wasn't racist. It's just a little sexist.
Yeah, I'd say it's the same as in Pixels. It's there are some offensive things, but it's not more offensive than any other movie, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, yeah, it feels like he's, as we said in Pixels, that he's started cleaning up, and this is an R-rated movie, and it's still kind of a cleaned up version of what he once did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're his earlier movies, although they're like PG-13 or PG even, are much more offensive than this.
Oh yeah. So I mean that's something, I guess.
Yeah, that's something, I suppose. Sure.
So over to the lists.
Yes, let's start with the actor spreadsheet, right?
Yep.
There we go. And there were quite a few. Oops, I can't see.
I didn't notice that many, personally.
Well, we have, of course, David Spade, duh.
Yeah.
And we have Jonathan Lauren. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I saw him in the biker club.
He
right?
was one of the bikers, yeah.
Yeah. Once again, when is he gonna be in a movie properly again? He's been
Never.
in one scene in the last, like, I don't know how many movies. And once again, no dialogue. I don't know what's happening. Blake Clark was not in it, right?
Not that I saw.
No. Oh, this isn't lined up. What's happening? Hold on. I notice now you can't see you can see the do-over. There we go. Now you can see the actors as well. So, let's see. Blake Clark was not in it. Kevin James was not in it. Rob Schneider was not in it. Nick Swardson was in it.
Yep.
And this was the first time in a while where I didn't like him. I, for some reason, enjoyed his performances. Here, his character was pointless.
Yeah,
it was a red herring, but he didn't have anything to do in it. He got hit by a car.
And he was a worthless red herring because you knew exactly what he was from the beginning. Well, I did at least.
Okay. I thought it was in on the assassination.
No, because the reason that tipped me off that he's at his funeral.
That's
his
right.
actual funeral.
Oh.
Before we started with all the changing identities and stuff. So of course he's from the earlier life. So I knew he was looking for Max, not Reggie or whatever he's calling himself.
Yeah, Chuck Ryder?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, so I knew he was looking for Max, and then there was either it's because of debt, because it was kind of hit over your head. I maxed out all my credit cards.
Okay, yeah, I didn't pick up.
Or it was because he was an actual FBI agent, and they were like, "You're gone rogue. We need to get you back to the force." One of those two, I was thinking. So.
Yeah. And then John Lovitz wasn't in it. Kevin Eno wasn't in it. But we had a couple of other returns. Sean Astin. Yeah, Sean Astin played the ex-husband.
All right.
Tedo?
Right.
And he was in Click and some other movie.
Yeah, I think there was something more.
Wasn't he in Bad Time Stories as the hotel owner's son? No, that wasn't him. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
He was in some movie, but at least he was in Click.
Yeah.
And he was back here. But that's it for and what's her name? Jackie Sandler.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's wife. Which once again, she'll be on the big spreadsheet for the last episode. Because she's been in a lot of movies lately. But we had not a returning actor, but a new comedian, Natasha Leggero, who played David Spade's wife.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and that's another one-dimensional female character. She was only there to women suck, basically. Because she she was just the worst. She was abusive. She was she cheated on David Spade. She had no redeeming qualities.
Oh, right. I was mixing up the characters. I was thinking of Max's wife.
No.
Oh, right.
No, she had, even though she was, she played her like, oh, women be crazy, but at least
That's why I didn't understand your motivation. Oh, what do you mean? I didn't get that at all. Okay, yeah.
No.
She was horrible. She was horrible.
Yeah, but yeah, Catherine. No, I forgot about Catherine Hahn. Another. I really like her. And she was, even though she was the stereotypical crazy lady. She was fun. She had a reason for being weird.
Exactly.
And she was a little more fleshed out, which was that was fun. It was a good character.
Yeah.
And Catherine Hahn is very funny, so that helps.
Yeah.
So
I mean
that's
good.
Huh.
Sort of a record, I think. There were like 3 female characters with kind of a big parts in this movie.
Yeah, and one of them was good. Anyway. Yeah, but that's it for characters. Not a lot of main Sandler friends in this one. Still no Peter Dante. He hasn't been in any movies since Grown Ups 2.
It's been a while.
Many years now. Anyway, let's get on with the scoring of the movie. I want to save it. Yes, save it, please. What is going on? What? There we go. There's the leaderboard. Right. So, well, we'll start with you, like always. What are you gonna score it?
Well, it's hard for me. I'm not sure. This is the first time I don't have an exact score in mind. Cause I think I'm gonna give it a 49.
Okay.
Cause it's either 49, 50, or 51, but I can't really decide if it's straight in the middle, a little above average, or a little below average. But yeah, I'm gonna go 49. I'm gonna go 49.
49. Okay, 49 out of 100.
Little below average.
Sure. And like I said before, I'm gonna go somewhere in the 40s as well. But a little lower. I was thinking like I'll give it a. We both gave Ridiculous 6 a 42. So I gotta give it a little higher than that. So I'll give it a 44. Yeah. 44. Not terrible, but not terribly good either. Yeah. Very, very in the middle.
Yeah.
Which is the worst actually to be. So, in a way, it's the worst one. But it's not.
Yeah, I mean it's the worst. One of the worst to talk about when they are straight in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. But That's My Boy is always going to be the worst.
Yeah.
That's the last time I'm going to mention that. Anyway, that's that's it. I think for this. Any closing thoughts on this movie?
No, not really.
No, not really. Me neither.
If you don't mind, watching Adam Sandler or David Spade, well, first of all, you haven't watched our series.
Yeah.
Second of all, yeah, you can watch this. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I would recommend this David Spade movie over this one, but there really aren't many David Spade movies.
No.
Where he has like the lead role. I mentioned Tommy Boy last week. That's about it. But that's not an Adam Sandler movie. Anyway.
And soon is the wrong Missy.
Ugh, yeah. But I heard terrible things about that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that one.
No, I mean, yeah, we've brought it up like 3 times now.
Yeah.
So. So yeah, the do-over.
The do-over.
2016.
Yes.
This movie came out, and it was the only movie Adam Sandler did in 2016.
Oh.
And in 2015, before was Ridiculous 6 and Pixels. So next year, and for us next week, 2017, he made 2 movies, and it was Sandy Wexler
Right.
and the Meyerowitz stories.
Oh.
And we're gonna start next week with watching Sandy Wexler.
Okay.
Have you seen that movie?
I started watching it like a couple of years ago, and I think I fell asleep and woke up in the end, and I was like, oh okay. So,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, basically.
Yeah, me neither, as usual. I like the poster. I think the poster looks cool.
The poster's good. The premise is
That's-
interesting.
Don't know anything about the premise. Gonna go
Okay.
in blind on this one.
Well, it's
So we'll
playing
see.
a sort of different character. That's it.
Yep. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna do next week, right?
Right.
Right.
That's true. So next week we're not gonna do anything because I'm not gonna be in town.
That's right.
Because my vacation starts next
Yeah.
week. So next week, nothing.
You're gonna be on a proper vacation.
Yeah, proper
Yeah.
vacation.
So
Next week.
I still did this on my vacation.
But it's only the first week. So I'm gonna be gone the first week. So next week, no episode. Then the week after that we're gonna do Sandy Wexler. And the week after that, I'm gonna be gone again.
Oh.
And then the week after that, we're gonna start again with the regular
so-
schedule.
So every other week, the next.
Yeah, for
4
2 weeks.
Yeah,
4 weeks,
2
yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
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 All right. Well, that's good. It's nice to have a little break.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an extra break for me since I've actually seen Meyerowitz stories, so I don't have to watch it again. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
you're not gonna rewatch it?
Oh yeah, actually I will because spoilers. That's a really good movie, so I'll actually want to watch that again. That's true.
Yeah, you talked about that. So, but yeah.
That's it.
So, see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thank you to all the bots watching this week. There was a bunch of... They all said the same thing. They all had different usernames, but everyone said, want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and views on bigfollows.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people said the same thing. Weird.
And you said, yes, please. Where do I sign up?
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't I want more followers? That's how you make money, right? You buy followers to become famous.
Yeah.
And then you're exposed as a fraud and ruin everything.
But then you make an apology video and everyone loves you again.
Right. So I'll look into that until next time. We'll see. But yeah. So thank you to all the bots and to everyone who's gonna watch this in the archives. Thank you for watching. You can watch this live Tuesdays if you wanna. And all the links and stuff are down below and up there and everywhere. And yeah. We'll see you in 2 weeks. But until then, have a good one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.